sister Umayr. She has a child. He was diagnosed as being hyperactive, and she was asking about the ruqya, and why does it have to be somebody else who recites the ruqya? Why not me? Of course, we repeatedly mentioned that you should recite the ruqya for yourself and for your family members on your own. But it is also recommended, if you assume that there is a righteous person happen to be visiting, or you know him, that you can benefit from his dua. If you remember, we said the whole Quran is perfect as means of ruqya. You can recite any part of the Quran. There are specific ayat, specific verses, specific chapters which the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended in this regard, such as Al-Mu'awwidhat, Ayat Al-Kursi, and Surah Al-Fatiha. Umar ibn Khattab, it was narrated that he used to recite the ruqyah only by reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. And when people asked that, mashallah, every time Umar ibn Khattab recites Surah Al-Fatiha as a ruqyah for somebody, he recovers, he feels better. And while we recite much bigger surahs, and sometimes it doesn't work. So they said, it depends on the reciter. It all depends on the reciter. The Quran is the same, is most effective. But when the person is kind of righteous, his heart is full of iman, he really ponders the meaning of the Quran, he lives the meaning of the ayat, then of course his ruqya is much more effective. He's sincere versus a person who recites while he's heedless. His heart and mind is not there. He's just doing the routine. And that's why I said, avoid those people who charge for that and do it as a business, because it becomes like a typical business. So of course, Sister Umayr, you should recite the ruqya for your son and for yourself, and you should recite it on a daily basis, particularly at the time of going to bed. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do that with his grandsons, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn. He used to initially recite this invocation for both of them in dual, أعيذكما بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. If you remember, I said all those supplications are compiled in a beautiful little booklet which is known as the Fortress of the Muslim, or Hisnul Muslim. Every Muslim should have this book because it has the sound supplications, whether the means of ruqya or the invocations which are to be recited in the morning, in the evening, before going to sleep, upon getting up from sleep, before eating, after eating or drinking, and so on. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam the last two chapters of the Quran, which are also known as Al-Mu'awwidhataini, because it is dual, the two means of seeking protection with Allah against every harm, he started reciting them in a state. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ and قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّهِ.
Huda TV, a light in every home.